Everyone. I'm happy to talk about PrEP in Kenya and specifically focus on the PrEP demonstration project, which is ongoing. The outline of my presentation is I'll start with talking about the evidence, which is the clinical trials, which many of you are familiar with. Then I'll focus on the demonstration project, and that's where we are in Kenya at the moment. Then I'll end up with the scale-up, and that's where we are headed in Kenya. So how did we get where we are in the demonstration project? There is solid clinical evidence on efficacy, which was demonstrated by the partners PrEP study, which was an investigator, plus 3 additional trials that demonstrated PrEP efficacy in different geographical regions and risk populations. As mentioned by Jim Maria, the FDA approved the use of Truvada for PrEP and HIV prevention. And then there was a guidance issued by WHO in July 2012 on the use of oral pre-exposure prophylaxis for HIV serodiscordant couples, men and transgender women who have sex with men at high risk of HIV. These were 2 key milestones which we were very happy about, and which made us move to the next step, which is the PrEP demonstration project. I'm happy to mention that we have an ongoing PrEP demonstration project in Kenya. Currently, it's only our project, which is focusing on HIV serodiscordant couples. We propose to enroll about 1,000 high-risk HIV serodiscordant couples. Please note the word high risk because the population used during the trial do not have the part of the high-risk HIV serodiscordant couples. We focused on general HIV discordant couples. But we were able to compile data from various studies, and we were able to identify characteristics that put discordant couples at higher risk. And our focus is to target couples at with an incidence of about 5% and above. And we are focusing on providing PrEP and ART to assess interest, uptake, and sustained adherence. We are also conducting additional quantitative work and qualitative research to better understand facilitators, preferences, and barriers to uptake of PrEP. The goal, which is an implementation science goal, is to deliver PrEP and ART for HIV prevention among high-risk HIV discordant couples. Just as a way of background, the HIV prevalence in Kenya at the moment is about 5.6, and we have an estimated 260,000 HIV discordant couples. Our study is being conducted in 4 sites, 2 in Kenya, that's Kisumu and Thika, and 2 in Uganda, which is Kabuhe and Kampala. The way we're using PrEP in our demonstration project is that we're using PrEP as a bridge to ART, so that we have the person who we offer ART, and once somebody starts on ART after 6 months of both use of ART and PrEP, we discontinue PrEP. The ones highlighted in blue are the couples. I hope it's blue. The couples, the characteristics in blue are for the partners PrEP study. And the differences can be attributed to the risk score that we're using. So for example, the median age is 29 years in the demonstration project, whereas in the partners PrEP study was 33 years. Then another characteristic is that 2/3 of the couples do not have children in the partners PrEP. It's about 22%. The median coital frequency, 5 to 7 months in the partners PrEP study was 4. So all these characteristics are quite important, including the median viral load. So you'll see that the couples being enrolled have a higher median viral load than the ones enrolled in the partners PrEP study. We have several ancillary studies, and one of them is led by Jessica Havler. For those who attended the IPAC meeting in Miami I think it was in May, Jessica presented this slide, which is saying that there's very high uptake of PrEP at enrollment with about 96%. And even at month 6, even for those who have not initiated, the percentage goes lower to less than 1%. And then we have MEMS data. We are collecting data using MEMS-CAP. And you can see the median adherence is quite high, the mean is also quite high, and those with less than 80% is less than 21%. This is quite encouraging and just goes to show us that even high-risk serodiscordant couples will have high uptake and continuation and adherence to PrEP. And that could the red bullets just compare with the PrEP trial, which is comparable. We have another ancillary study, which is a qualitative study. And in this qualitative study, we are gathering data from couples on their uptake, how they make the decision to take PrEP, how they prefer, or any considerations and any concerns. And here I'm only highlighting about the point on decision making, and more details will be provided in the Alpha P conference. We have a presentation. And among these HIV serodiscordant couples, PrEP is new. And the health providers working in the demonstration project provide this information on PrEP, and this enhances the decision making, or makes the decision to start PrEP much easier. And you can see the two posts we have highlighted. One says we agreed to join because we do not know so many things about how people can live. I did not even know there was a medicine that can reduce chances of HIV infection. When one is infected, the other is not. And the other point is because they say it reduces HIV acquisition by 75%, I've been using it for those 6 months, and I think it has really helped me. And so there are many, many other quotes and nuances we are learning from the qualitative interviews. That's the milestone. We should be done by 2016, and the Ministry of Health is looking into that, is looking into the results of our demonstration project. Before I move to scale up, I want to say that we have several additional studies that we are conducting within the demonstration project. We are taking advantage of the cohort. And some of the additional studies include on self-testing, because we're testing couples every 3 months, and we think that self-testing would play a role. So we are having an ancillary study that's looking at acceptability and uptake of self-testing. We're having another ancillary study that's looking at cost effectiveness within our demonstration project. We're also having the intensive adherence study that's being done by Jessica Harper, and multiple other studies, including studies on resistance. Now we're coming towards the end, and this is some scale up. We are quite pleased to say that the Ministry of Health, that's NASCOP and National AIDS Control Council, in 2013 released draft HIV prevention evolution roadmap with a countdown to 2030, and which has recommended PrEP for HIV serodiscordant couples, men who have sex with men, sex workers, and young women at risk who are aged 15 to 24. I think that was quite pleasing for us to note. And we also want to mention at this point that Kenyan guidance and regulatory approvals on PrEP will be the next essential milestone, and we are looking towards that. We will also not forget to mention about the work that have been done by AVAC fellows. Last year we had an AVAC fellow, and this year we have another AVAC fellow who are conducting PrEP advocacy, because many of these populations are at high risk of HIV acquisition do not know about PrEP, so they are conducting PrEP advocacy community consultation with key populations. Well, coming to the end, we also want to acknowledge the supportive environment that we have received from the Ministry of Health, that's especially National AIDS Control Program and the NASCOP, that's NASCOP and NAC. The Pharmacy and Poisons Board, we get all our approvals either for the trial and for the demonstration project from our regulatory authority, which includes the Pharmacy and Poisons Board, and the ethical review committees, and we have included civil society in all the steps as we move on. I would like to thank the partners demonstration project team, especially the protocol chairs, Jared Beaton and Colin Keller.